Good evening, St. Louis CMA Church and all of our St. Louis CMA friends. Welcome back to Blessings Now, Living in God's Kingdom, where we have been previously discussing authentic discipleship, the message of the kingdom, God's favor. And when we were speaking about God's favor, we were speaking of what is normally referred to as the Beatitudes or the Beatus. And in those Beatus, the Beatitudes, the principles that are laid down by Jesus to his disciples, tells them, shows them, demonstrates to them the principles of discipleship, authentic discipleship. And I think we missed out on blessed are the meek the last time we were discussing these Beatitudes. And the meek simply refers to persons who have gentle spirits, who are not so much persons who are bowed down or who are beaten down, but they are persons who are gentle and have self-control. They are not of a vengeful spirit. And so when we understand the meek, we understand then that these are persons who will inherit the kingdom of heaven. They are persons who display gentleness in approaching to other people. They can hear what other people say about them and not get totally bent out of shape or upset so that they are thrown off track. But they have a meekness of spirit, a gentleness of spirit. As we are discussing this message of the kingdom, we have to understand that these are the norms of the kingdom of heaven. In other words, in order to be an authentic disciple, we must imbibe these norms, these basic principles that Jesus has laid down. These are not principles just laid down for someone off in the distance. You know, often we think of, when we hear these Beatitudes, we think of them applying to someone else, but they are speaking to us if we are in fact persons who are aspiring to be authentic disciples. And so he says unto them, as they progress forward in this discussion, that when you come to this place where you begin to internalize these norms, when you begin to try to make peace in the world, when you try to reconcile God's message to those who are lost and try to bring people together, there's going to be some persecution involved. People are not going to like you because you are a peacemaker. The persecution involves being insulted, being persecuted, and being talked about, slandered. So we have to understand that we will suffer these things as we take forth the message of the kingdom of God. But not to worry, because he gives us an addendum here. He says to us that we are the ones who in fact will inherit the kingdom of heaven, and we will, and not only that, our reward is great in the kingdom of heaven as we internalize these principles, as we endure this persecution. So we have to understand that this is not something that we merit or that we deserve, but it is simply the nature of the kingdom, that when you follow the norms of the kingdom, that you have a reward, that when you are an inhabitant or a person of the kingdom, you have that place, that natural place of reward in the kingdom of heaven. That natural place applies to this world, and it also applies eschatologically to the end times, where the consummation of the kingdom will be complete. And so we continue our discussion on next time, and we'll begin to talk about persons who are salt and light. For now, God's blessing unto you. Keep living in God's kingdom.